In today's video I've got another incredibly easy and cheap money making tune for you. We're going to be taking this fantastic Group B Bugatti Veyron. We need to buy just 3 parts for the whole build. I'll take you step by step through every process of it. We're going to be tuning it to 600 pp to take around the Tokyo Expressway, where we're going to absolutely dominate the race without having to make a pit stop at all, and we're going to earn that 1.65 million credits in just over 50 minutes. Hello everybody, many thanks for stopping by. Welcome back to another Gran Turismo 7 tuning video. I'm KCR-Mark. So in today's video we're going to be tuning another Group 4 car. These are absolutely fantastic for this money grind event. They're super simple, very cheap, no engine swap is required. As I said in the intro, all you need to buy is 3 parts for the entire car and you can complete the Tokyo race without having to pit stop. Welcome to the mighty 8-litre W16 Bugatti Veyron. So let's get straight into this and you'll see just how incredibly easy these Group 4 cars are to build. So first off we're just going to head to Gran Central to France. Bugatti. It's the very first car you come to, the Group 4 Bugatti Veyron. As with all the Group 4 cars it's 350,000 credit. Next we're going to head to GT Autos with no wide body available for the car. There is an engine swap available, we're not going to use it, so you don't need to be collector level 50 to follow this tune. Onto custom parts, there's absolutely nothing you can change on this car. All you can do is add a livery and change the style of the wheels. Even the width and the size remain standard. So next we're going down to the tuning shop, and as I said, you just need to buy 3 parts for this car. Believe it or not, we want sports hard tyres, high RPM turbo. You will see some other parts on it that say they're purchased, they just come pre-built with the car. The only other part that you have to buy is a fully customised racing transmission, so really easy and very cheap build this car. I'm just going to quickly interrupt myself there. If you've watched any of my videos in the past you'll know that I don't ask for likes and subscriptions, so I hope you'll just indulge me for 40 seconds while I just ask a favour. Now the channel is fast approaching 10,000 subscribers, which is absolutely phenomenal. I'd never thought in my wildest dreams that would happen. But to celebrate the 10,000 subscribers I'm planning something very special and I need your help with it. Behind the scenes I've been busy updating my channel memberships. There's lots of different tiers on there, lots of very affordable ones. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my 3 recent subscribers. That's Reginald Frazier, Incognito and MJM. Really appreciate it, really helps the channel out. I'll put a link in the description if you get a minute to take a look. I would really appreciate it. I plan for the 10,000 subscribers to do a lot of live lobbies, might do some members only stuff, maybe some car tuning on live stream. Let me know what you want, and thanks very much. We'll get back to the video now. I've waffled on long enough. So that all done, we can head on to the tuning sheet. Now of course this is a 4-wheel drive Group 4 car. It is quite on the heavy side for a Group 4 car, but they do have a lot of downforce as standard, so we really want to maximise that with the sports hard tyres. We want the car to really dig in, so we've gone for quite a soft suspension setup. You want the car to weight transfer quite a lot in the corners and put that weight on the tyres. It just maximises grip and gives it a really nice feel. Now this is one of them cars where the diff settings really do improve it. It felt a little bit cumbersome, clunky as standard, but with these diff settings it really does turn in nice and rotates really nicely into the corners. Now as is fairly common with my builds, I've not messed with the racing transmission at all. I've not changed the ratios. They seem to work absolutely fantastic. I didn't see any need to overcomplicate the build with doing that. We've managed to get the PP down using the aerodynamics, so we haven't had to add any ballast at all to the car, and we haven't had to restrict the power whatsoever. So as it all built up, we end up with 543 brake horsepower and 1650 kilograms. A little bit on the heavy side for a Group 4 car, but unfortunately not much you can do about that. There's no weight reduction available and we've not added any ballast, but what I will say is the car masks its weight very well. It doesn't feel heavy at all when you're driving it. Just before we leave the tuning sheet, I just want to point this piece out as well. Once I've built the car, this is always something I look at, and that is the power band of the car. As you can see on this one, it drops off quite significantly right at the very top end of the rev, so that's something that will come into play in a minute when we get into the race. So with that really simple build complete and the car all tuned up, we can head to track. We're going to the World Touring Car 600 at the Tokyo Expressway. So with this car, the strategy is going to be a no pit stop. As you saw before, this car loses a lot of power and torque at the top end, so it's naturally a short shift car anyway. So we want to be changing gear just after the gear indicator and before where it tells you the manual transmission is activated, somewhere around there, and you will easily make the race no pit stops. If you are using automatic transmission, you'll be at a bit of a disadvantage because the car will automatically rev itself out before it changes gear, but you can still get it to work. Just change the fuel map setting to around about 3 or 4. The car's still going to be plenty fast enough, and you'll still be able to do the race without having to pit for fuel. In terms of performance, pretty good top speed, 190 miles an hour down the main straight. The brakes are absolutely fantastic on this, as with most of the Group 4 cars, but of course as we get into the infill section, this is where these cars really shine. Now in terms of Group 4 cars, this is a little bit on the heavy side, but it masks it really well. It really doesn't feel heavy when you're driving it. It's surprisingly agile, and the grip is absolutely phenomenal. It just seems to be glued to the track. It turns in so well, and it's just an absolute hoot to drive. Now of course the best thing about this car is not having to pit. It's just such a massive advantage. As you can see, Gallo's just gone into the pits there for the first time of 2 pit stops he has to do. So you've got round about 40 seconds over the rest of the cars just by not having to pit. It's just a massive advantage in this race. I was getting pretty consistent lap times out of this car in the 209s and 2010s, so it's a really quick car. Obviously not the fastest one I've ever built, but again, that not having to pit stop is just such a massive advantage, and you should have a pretty comfortable lead by the end of the race. With that little bit of short shifting I showed you, the car just feels really good and saves a lot of fuel. As you can see, we've made it to the end of the race, no problem on fuel. The tyres aren't an issue at all, even with it being quite a heavy car. It seems to look after the tyres really well, and we cross the line with a pretty commanding victory. And of course, if you get that clean race bonus, you'll be getting 825,000 credits. On this particular occasion, I didn't get the clean race bonus, but I will be doing a video very shortly with a complete guide to the Tokyo race and how to get that clean race bonus on a more consistent basis. So thanks for stopping by as always. Hope you find that tune useful, and let me know how you get on in the comments. I have got the full unedited fastest lap at the end of the video if you want to take a look at that. But in the meantime, cheers for stopping by. See you again soon.